Hello, hello. Which way should I look? I'll have to explain that. And for all you people pretending like I have a mullet, I have it's all the same everywhere. I just got out of the shower. I got it pulled back. It's long. It's too long. So welcome. I'm sorry, my face is puffy. I've been rubbing the heck out of my face because of my allergies are just horrible. I don't know what to do. I've been trying everything, and I appreciate everybody. I always appreciate everybody who wants to help. It looks like I've been crying, but it's actually I'm very, very tired. My allergies are bad. I just got out of the shower. When I say shower, it was a bucket of water pouring on myself. But that water was cold. It was about 90 degrees here today. They said 85, but that machine is not the boss of me, and it was 90. So we have our water. We catch rainwater off all the roofs, and they go into this big 3,300-gallon cistern. And there's a pipe that goes down to the very bottom of that cistern, and then we have a hand pipe. So you pump it up, and it pumps it up. And we've got what do you call it? A hand pipe. We have a pitcher pump on our sink, and so that water comes out of there cold. Did you know? Fact. I'm gonna say all the stuff I'm supposed to say in a minute. Did you know that one of the best ways to lose fat that is not exercising clearly and diet are the best ways to lose fat? Other than that, cold. Taking a cold shower once a week, you actually lose fat. You burn fat. Your body has to upregulate to keep the temperature at 98.6 or whatever it's supposed to be. And you burn a lot of fat being cold. I've always thought that, and there's a whole show I'm going to do about the fact that I believe people, not only mentally but intellectually and everything else, are softer because they are not exposed to temperature extremes. It's the hormetic effect, and there's science to it, but I don't want to get into that right now, unless that's what you want to talk about, because we're here for you. So hello, Montana. Hello, Mississippi. Hello, Southwest Missouri. I want to tell everybody hello. Make sure you smash the like button. You're going to see me looking from here to here. Here's why. One of the greatest things about this 30-day challenge that has been great is that I've got this Amazon wish list, and people can go to that Amazon wish list and they can pick out stuff. They all got stimuli, and so they can pick out stuff that are going to help this YouTube channel skyrocket, be huge, right? Hello, Mary in Oregon. So I have things on there like solar panels and stuff like, you guys know, if you watch this regularly, solar panels, the Yeti 400 battery thing, batteries, blah, blah, blah. We'll get into that. Well, like last year, like October, November, man, sometime, I don't remember, December, I was at my parents' house, and my dad got this 27-inch hello, not fish for supper, because I didn't have time to go up there, Danielle. Sorry, talking to my wife. She's in here. But I'm hoping to have it for breakfast again. So I did not go fishing for supper. We'll get into that. So I went to my parents' house. My dad had this 27-inch, curved screen, cool monitor for his computer, for his laptop, right on his desk. And so I was like, well, that's cool. He goes, well, you ought to get you one of these. And I said, yeah. So hello, Daniel from Michigan. So just so that I could remember that I liked it, I went to Amazon on his computer, or on my laptop, I think it was, and I put it on my wish list, and I forgot it was on there. So it had to have been way down the list. It had to have been down towards the bottom because I even forgot it was on there. So today, all day long, I was excited because I knew the Goal Zero Yeti 100 watt folding briefcase solar panel was coming in. And that thing's fantastic. And I'm going to do a little review of that, but I'll eventually do a full review of it. Hello, Scott. Hello, Linda from PA. And so today I get the solar panel, which I mean, I'm going to get into it in a minute because I don't want to under dramatize it. But I wasn't in panic mode. I don't panic, but things were not looking good. Power wise, we were off the grid. I mean, we were off the grid. We were beyond off the grid. So I go up there because UPS delivered the solar panel, and there's this big box. I was like, what in the world could that be? So I opened it up, 27-inch curved screen displays right here. I would have to move this laptop this way for you to see it. And it's weird, but it's cool. Thank you, whoever did that. Have no idea, didn't expect it, forgot it was on my list. My wife's going to think I bought this. That maybe I sold that perch I caught today and I bought this big screen, but somebody sent it and I got it today. So I've got it, and I'm eventually going to have it where it's my main screen because I'm 53 years old, and when I'm typing, I can see better on this one, right? So, anyways, I want to talk about today, and then I got a topic, and I've got allergies really, really bad. I don't know what to do. So, anyways, I was saying earlier, I appreciate people saying, "Hey, you know, sorry about your allergies," but don't be the person that's like, "Hey, have you tried Zyrtec? Have you thought about Claritin?" I know all the over the counter, pardon me, over the counter methods. I've tried most of anything anybody's ever thought of as far as you're going to count the cows, see if I sold one. I know I can't find out who sent this, but thank you to whoever sent this. So what was I saying? My wife distracted me. Anyways, something. I don't remember now. I don't even know if I want to remember. Now I'm just going to look at this big screen. Hello, Montana. Glad you could make it. So, anyways, I got this thing last night. So last night I went up to go and this is all in the day 4 video. I'm not going to try to spoil anything, but I went up to take some corn to put in the pig trap up there, and we got the night vision trail camera on that. And so I poured the corn in there, and then I looked over, and there was a package at the front gate. There's gonna be a lot of front gate stories today. Smash the like button if you want to hear them, because I'm not going to tell them unless you do it. So there was a package up there, so I went and got it. So I said at the very beginning, even a week before this whole thing, there was only going to be 2 things I was going to cheat on. Number one, somebody asked me to do kraut, to make kraut, and so I got cabbage because we didn't have any cabbages growing. And then the second thing is my fishing poles were all either old, broken, or inoperative. And a friend named Ken told me a week ago that he was sending this fishing pole. So I go up there last night and there's a fishing pole. And so it's pretty nice. So this morning I, strung up the fishing pole, got it all ready to go. I didn't have any live bait or anything, so there was a couple lures came with it. Went up there, threw them in my front pond, and I caught a little teeny perch, and then I did the Facebook Live. So if you saw the Facebook Live, you saw the little teeny one. But like 5 minutes later, I caught a, I don't know, that big. So, and then I cooked it up, and it was delicious. But there just wasn't a whole lot of meat. I think next time I'm going to wait up there because I was only up there like 15 minutes. Cincinnati, all right. I think I'm going to catch like 4 or 5 to make it worth actually filleting them and all that. It was a lot of work for an ounce and a half. I think I got an ounce, and it was a little perch. And I think there's probably bass and maybe catfish up there, but I don't know. I don't have any idea. I am not the fisherman in the family, and I said that on the video. My daughters are the fishermen's, and they're really, really good at it, but I'm not really, really good at it. So, but I caught a fish today and I ate it. So I told you there are going to be more stories about the front gate, and I'm not doing any spoilers about anything else that happened today, except this. I woke up this morning and it was just disaster after disaster after disaster. Last night, went back up there. I was canning meat, and walked up to the front, got a few things done, came back, my phone was dead. Didn't have any power, no power down here because the solar trailer's kaput. And I thought, I don't know what I'm going to do because I've been using my camera for all the filming because I haven't been able to charge batteries. And I had just barely eked out enough to fill one of the little Sony camera batteries. So last night I was not feeling good about things. So then this morning I woke up and again, not feeling great about things. And I came down here and I got enough power. There was enough power in the Goal Zero that I could use my Samsung tablet to get online. And I had a message from Sean, and he said, "No way, no way, the video is going to be ready. First episode is going to be ready tonight." He said, "I've been doing this for 4 days, and I've only downloaded half of the videos. The internet is being slowed down. They're throttling it. There's no way it's going to happen. So you need to move it till Monday. That'll give me 4 or 5 more days to try to get it done." So I said, okay, that's what we'll do. So now I'm thinking, great. So now I got to disappoint everybody, and I got no power because my solar trailer went out. There was a message that possibly the solar panel for the Yeti 150 and the 400 when it gets here would be here today, and I thought if it gets here today, that is going to be a lifesaver. And so I got the message that it was here. I went up and got it. I got this big screen monitor too. Came back, hooked it all up, got power, hooked up the power, works fantastic. It's in the video for day 4. I'm going to eventually do a whole review of that and the Yeti 400. Was able to charge the batteries, was able to charge my phone, I mean, we're back on track, man. I not only caught a fish, but we're back on track. So I'm very excited. Thank you for our friend who sent me the Yeti. And by the way, this Yeti system, and I talk about it a lot because I'm a fanboy, and they're not paying me not even a penny. They ought to, but this Goal Zero system is fantastic. It's not the cheapest thing you can do. I mean, if you're just cheapskating it, you can go get a car battery. You can go get a 100-watt panel for less than $100, and you can get a little inverter, and you can do it all real cheap. But what I've learned over the last 15 years of living off grid is that when you get cheap stuff, it just doesn't last. It doesn't last very long. So the Goal Zero has been fantastic. In the description down there, I've got links to the link for the 400, link for the 150, and the link for this new. It's this great solar panel system. It's 100 watts, and it folds in half, and it's got a handle like a briefcase, and it's got a case that it goes in, so you could take it camping. The reason that's great for us is because we're going to have the Goal Zero Yeti 400 down here, and the 150 up at the cottage, and it's quarter of a mile just to walk from here to there. So I mean, you don't want to just be going every time I got to. Oh, my battery's down to 20%. I got to walk down here and plug it in. So we'll be able to move the panel when we need to. Hey, from Louisville. So so that's great, and it works fantastic, and I put it on the video, so I'm excited about that. That's been good. Like I said, I caught a fish, working on the garden. I got squash planted. Um, that's it. I don't know really. I mean, I've heard little bits about what's going on in the world, and it ain't good. So you guys educate me. I do have a topic. I'm going to get to it. But what happens is if I just get right into it, get into the topic, then everybody sits back and listens. And then I get done and I'm like, hey, send me some questions or comments or let's talk about something. And everybody's like, no, that was good. So here's the thing. Type in something. Let's talk about something. We can talk about my t-shirt. It's deaf not socialism. You sat in meetings all day. Well, here's the thing. And I'm afraid that in the first 4 days, videos, somebody's going to be sitting back there. Even though I've walked 12 miles a day for 4 days, getting stuff done. It's been putting out fires, is what it is. So it's like I barely get started on something, and then I got to go. The filming of this. So there was an a-hole. See, Danielle, I'm not saying any bad words. There was a guy who he piped off on my page, and he was like, "Oh, I've been doing this for 12 years." First of all, no, you haven't. Second of all, film yourself doing it with a camera. Well, you got to hold the camera. So, like, go up and get the mail, and there's 4 packages, and you got to hold a camera. It's like, or just try to dig a hole, and you got to move the camera every couple of minutes. So the stuff that's coming in that hasn't gotten here yet is really, really going to help on that, because I've got the GoPro coming in. I can put camera here, whatever, and there's other stuff that's going to make it great. So the whole thing is that see, I'm sorry, I'm watching the messages now. So, anyways, I get stuff going and I get started on stuff, and then I got to go do stuff. And so it's been like putting out fires with trying to get the videos edited, talking about that. And then, okay, I barely got going. And then I got to go get the solar panel, come down here and get hooked up because nothing's charged. So then I go back up to the front, and I don't mind getting interrupted when it's something good. So a friend of mine from Brownwood, and this is not a cheat, friend of mine from Brownwood, Frank, contacts me. He says, "Hey, I'm going to be out your way. I went by Sliger's, which is like a farm store, garden store in Brownwood, and he said I got some elderberry trees, and I'm just going to leave 2 of them at your front gate. So I can't plant elderberry trees and get elderberries to help me survive in 30 days. So I end up going up to the front gate, got 2 elderberries. So going to the front gate has been very rewarding today. Got 2 elderberry trees that I'm going to plant tomorrow, Lord willing. Any other recommendation for water filtering other than the Berkey? They are sold out of much of everything. Yeah. So there was a knockoff. I'll have to look for it, and I'll put it in the if it's still available, and I'll put it in the description. There was a knockoff that is it's just as good as a Berkey. But if not, here's what you do. I was, and I think it's still down in the description. There's a bag filter that I had put on the description, and then they sold out of those. But the bag filter is just a bag, and it's got a tube, and then it's just basically a life straw. These Sawyer water straws. I think I've got a link to it right in the description. Right, it's just a little filter that's in line. Right, that's all the bag is it holds water. You could use a 5-gallon bucket. And I got to read Scott's message in a minute. I didn't see it, but I see my wife laughing at it. So there's just a tube. Order a canning bucket from Midwest Brewery Supply or Ohio Brewery Supply or Amazon. Nobody's trying to buy those. It's a canning bucket. It's a 6-gallon bucket, and it's got a spigot on the bottom with a plastic spout, and you can put a pipe on it, a tube. The other thing you do is, if you don't want to do that and you want it to be more like a camping one that you can take with you, they sell water shower bags on Amazon. It's the same tubing. It's just a bag. You put water in it, you can hang it up, and it heats up, right? It's the same tubing. So all you do is you take you buy your Sawyer water filter, and you buy your bag shower bag that holds 10 gallons or probably 5 gallons of water, and hook that on there, and you're good to go. You have the thing. You have the water filter. That water filter from Sawyer, I want to go show it to you, but I just got out of the shower, and I may not be wearing pants. I may not be wearing. I'll try to sneak. Hold on a minute. So I don't have it over here. It's way over there. My wife, she was already mad at me from yesterday's show because I said some bad words, and I did. But now she's really gonna be mad at me. I'm not wearing pants. All right. So Scott said, "You think allergies are killing you? We messed up and made a drinking game based on how many times you touch your nose." I know, and it's bad because even when I'm walking, it just itches so much. And I'm so I said, don't be telling me to take Claritin or whatever. But if you're a doctor and you're watching this and you're looking at my face going, man, that's something else. You got expialidocious, and you need to start taking radiation. It's definitely allergy based because I can feel it. It gets my eyes watery. I can feel it all at once. I start, getting scratchy throat, but then it really is inflamed. It used to be. And so when I first got it a year ago, I thought it was poison ivy, and it's not poison ivy. I'm allergic to something, and I'm thinking I have a food based thing that's causing me to be hypersensitive and all that. And then I think the environmental allergen, something in the air. It's been going on for about a year, but I don't want to talk about that. I'll try not to touch my face. All right, down near the East Coast, many brewing buckets from making beer and wine. A brewing bucket is perfect. You can actually make a Berkey, just buy the Berkey filters and get yourself some brewing buckets and drill holes in them. And it's on YouTube. Go on YouTube and just put homemade bucket water filter Berkey. And all you have to do is buy the filters of the Berkey and you can make your own. Used to live in Havelock. All right. Now they're talking to each other. All right. So let me see. California's in the house. Yeah, I'm in trouble. I'm wearing short sleeves. I got socialism on my shirt, and I'm not wearing pants. There's a reason for me not wearing pants. Does anybody want to hear the reason? Or should we just leave that hanging, as they say? I'm going to put it out there. Should I explain why? And the reason is valid. It's a valid reason. Should I start touching my face just because Scott Glenn and his wife are drinking? Ah, I'm not getting enough questions or comments. It could just be topics, just things to talk about. I'm going to get to my topic. I'm going to do it. Drink. So, no, it has nothing to do with the laundry line. Okay, so here's why I'm not wearing any pants. I only have one pair of pants that fit me. Today it was 90 degrees. So I have two or three pairs of sweats that I got that are great, and they've been great, and they're fine in the morning. But when it is upwards of 90 degrees, I've been wearing the same pair of pants for 4 days, and they are standing up on their own. And so I said yesterday on the show, I'm going to be doing laundry today. Everything kept happening. It was all good things that were happening, but everything kept happening. And so I didn't get to do laundry. And I only have one pair of pants. So Danielle, the pair of pants that we bought that was my skinny pants. So I was wearing the 44s and then we got the 38s. Those I could wear a week and a half ago, but there was 5 inches, right? Now it's just like I could fit in one leg. I'm not wearing those. If I put anything in my pockets, my suspenders would just be hanging all the way down. I mean, I can't wear those. So I have this pair of pants that has a string tie, and that's the pair of pants that I have. So, but I'm not working in shorts. I'm not walking around in shorts because I don't do that. So I go and take a shower today, first shower of the challenge, and I get out and I'm like, am I just going to put on these dirty pants? At least give me a couple of hours of being somewhat clean. That cold water coming right out of that pitcher pump. Woo, boy, was it cold. Danielle, it was as cold as that water in that billabong I jumped into in Western Australia. It was cold. You should have heard me. So I didn't know. Normally, I heat up some water and you mix it with the cold water and you have the perfect temperature. But I just figured a cold water is really, really good for you and it helps burn fat. It's a true, absolute scientific fact that cold temperatures burns fat. So I took this super cold, ice cold shower, and I'm not gonna go put on these dirty pants and all this and act like it didn't happen. So I thought only thing left on my agenda today is to walk down to the office, sit behind a desk where the screen is up here, and talk to the people, the nice people. And so then I convinced myself, see, the human mind is capable of rationalizing any behavior. If I was explaining to you why I had to murder the UPS man, I would have come up with a story that was good. I mean, and it wouldn't even be made up. I mean, I would have a valid story. The human mind can justify whatever, man. So I'm just telling you, I'm not wearing pants because I wanted 2 hours, 2 hours of not feeling grungy, gross, sweaty, nasty, goofy. All right. So, in addition to the good stuff that happened up there, I went up to the mail today, which is at the front gate. This episode should be called "Good Stuff at the Front Gate." So I go to the front gate. I got a card from my pastor, which it's on the video, so I'm not going to say anything about it now, which is great. I got a package from our friend Pat, which had clothing in it, shirts and some underwear and stuff, but there were no pants, which is fine. But the one thing that I'm like right now, I got one pair of pants. And I went through all my pants, which, okay, so before Danielle headed off, we went through all the pants and she's like, get rid of all the ones you can't wear anymore, which was almost all of them. But there was like four. I can't wear any of those. So that's where we are right now. And so, oh, it's buffering again. I'm hoping that's just you and it's not me. So y'all want me to get to my topic, or are we going to just sit here and chit chat? I'm going to get to my topic because we're already 27 minutes into this, and I'm enjoying myself. So I got to stop all that. All right, smash the like button. Here, I wanted to take y'all to task a little bit. You guys are doing great on the like button. We've got that down. Everybody, I hope everybody knows if you're part of the Bunker Nation, you come in here, you smash that like button. And did I say we went over the 4,000 hours? We went over the 4,000 hours. We are not monetized yet because they have to actually send you an invitation, then you have to apply, but you're qualified when you have 4,000 hours. And we went over 4,000 hours last night. Woohoo! I have 3 celebrations I'm going to have. So we did it. You guys, I just now posted on Facebook. Why is everybody saying we're all in this together? Because I can distinctly remember us not being in it together. But I'm going to get to the topic now. Now you're rushing me. We're in this together. And so you guys help me push over that 4,000 hours, which means hopefully sometime I'm going to be monetized and it's going to do a lot of good things. And so there's 3 celebrations. Celebrate going over 4,000. I am 7 pounds from hitting my lost 100 pounds mark, which is a pretty big deal to have lost 100 pounds. I've lost 93 pounds. And on Sunday, I think it'll be 95. I'm guessing. So I'm going to celebrate that. And I'm going to build myself some donuts. I'm going to build some donuts. You watch this off-grid challenge because I'm going to build some off-grid donuts. If I hit, not until, but when I hit lost 100 pounds, I'm going to build some donuts. Third thing to celebrate is at the very end of these 30 days, if I have increased the amount of food production, the food that's in the root cellar, and our ability to produce food and supplies, I'm going to have a big celebration. He's watching the videos for how we do things. Yeah, definitely a difference. I was a big fatty in some of the. I'm just doing it now because I want Scott and his family to drink. All right, topic. you got to continue to make it an adventure, no matter what the drop, no matter what the negatives are. I got allergies, power problems, trying to film everything myself, working by myself. It's 90 degrees, no one to talk to, um, walking 12 and a half miles a day. And now I'm not doing it on purpose. Now I'm not getting up and just walking 6 miles before 10 o'clock. It's just because I have to go back and forth and do this and do, I'm like, oh, I got to go get a battery. I got to go do this. And I'm not complaining because I need to continue to work out and to exercise and burn fat and build muscle. So I'm not complaining, but that's just what it is. 98 degrees with no AC, man. That's my last 15 years. 105, usually 100 to 105 in the summer. But you probably got more humidity. We can have some on occasion, but so the topic is it's always got to be an adventure. That's the only way to stay. Yesterday, we talked a lot about the mind and the fact that you have to, your mind needs to be worked on constantly so that you're understanding what's going on in the world. You're able to see things fairly, and then you're understand that there's going to be a change in what things do we need to do to adapt to it and adopt it and all of those things. But today, I want you to understand that the only way to keep your mind properly oriented is that you have to understand. Now, I'm a Christian man. I believe in God. I believe in the sovereignty of God. So there's very few of us around that God is absolutely sovereign over every single thing that happens, everything. And we have to be able to see that we're here for a very short amount of time, and God has us on an adventure. It's a learning adventure, and we're supposed to be doing things, but it's an adventure. It's not whatever you think it is. It's not drudgery. It is not punishment. Could be punishment. Definitely want to look into it. But it's not just this thing that you're going through, and then there's going to be a thing over here that's going to be beautiful, perfect, right? Because you can do that, and I'm guilty of it too. Going into this before we ever started the pandemic. I'm not saying we started the pandemic. I'm just saying before the pandemic started. My wife and I would sit around, and we were actually in the real sense, like ready to make a movie based on my book. Hollywood is ready to make the movie. So we would sit around and go, okay, well, we could do this. And so, like, one of the reasons that the garden is in such bad shape is because we chose not to plant the garden, and we've kind of let it go and all of that. Because when I look at it, in my root cellar door is the same way. I look at it and I go, why would I go spend 2 or 3 hours on that? And I don't have any money, so it's going to look, it's going to look cobbled together. And there's a whole, that may be tomorrow's show. Why? Anyways, it's going to look cobbled together, and it's not going to be perfect. If I just wait 3 months, we're going to get a check for the movie, and I can get a real root cellar door that's got like a cable and it's all weighted and all this. And why would I go and just like move a bunch of rock to try to make these raised beds hold together for another year? When if we just don't put a garden in this year because it's our land Sabbath, then we're going to have like nice raised brick and concrete raised gardens because we're getting older and we don't want to bend over that far, right? There's always this thing that's off there that you're going for or that you're seeing, and you're like, that's when I'll be happy. That's when I'll be fulfilled. But that's not the way it works, because there's no promise of any of that stuff. You have to be in the adventure now. Now, all my life, I'm a history buff. I'm a literature guy, theologian, Russian literature, probably as much as you could say someone is an expert on Russian literature. And all my life, in fact, I wrote a short story about it in college. I've noticed that there's these epics, these things that these generations have gone through that are identifiable, that are identification for that generation, for those people who did it. So I remember in the 70s, you just said, well, she went through the Depression. I mean, that was just something you said because if your grandmother was saving paper towels and drying them on a drying rack, you just went, oh, she went through the Depression, right? If your granddad was saving wire or your grandmother saved balls of string, everybody had a ball of string, right? Back then, saved rubber bands, whatever it was. You said, well, they went through the Depression. Then there was, World War II. Some of them went through both. World War II went through World War II. There was things that everybody went through. These generations went through the Civil War. You know, the plague. You reading about theologians, especially during the time of the Reformation, you had the Great Fire, you had the plague, you had the acts of nonconformity, you had all these things, and then those were these epics that these monsters. By monsters, I mean in a good way. These huge heroes went through, right? So you had Samuel Rutherford in prison, writing some of the most important works, foundational works that became the documents that founded America. Students of Samuel Rutherford. What about John Bunyan? 12 years in prison for, you know, preaching without a license. And so these people went through these things, but they weren't just sitting there going, oh, if this thing would end, then everything. Those things became the thing that identified them to several generations for forever sometimes. Now we're not going through it yet. It's started, but it's very likely that what we're going to go through, what we could go through, is one of those things. And you don't want to be sitting around not experiencing the thing that's going to identify you for your great grandchildren, your great great grandchildren for generations. You just sat through it not watching Netflix because that's what they told you to do. So that was my point for today as I was working was I'm on an adventure. I didn't catch a fish. I got to catch a fish. I didn't dig a post hole until I hit rock. I got to dig a post hole, right? We're going through this thing, and they say we're going through it together, but the people who are saying that are the people that are selling something. I noticed that every commercial. So for the first month of the pandemic, every commercial said, in these bleep times, fill in the blank, in these trying times, in these worrying times, in these stressful times, every commercial, and these were like high dollar, the ad companies are wiping up because everybody did a commercial. Home Depot got a commercial and they're scrubbing everything down, right? So you don't get the coronavirus. Tractor Supply, they got on their commercial, they're like, we've always been here for you out here in the country because we're country people. You know what country people do? We take care of one another. Spray, 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 spray. Wipe, wipe, wipe. No coronavirus. Come on in. Buy your chicks. And so everybody's got their commercial, right? And so for a while, it was like, in these trying times. So now the thing is, we're all in this together. We're all in this together. Well, no, we're not. A year ago, a little over a year ago, we tried to buy a generator at Home Depot. We bought a generator at Home Depot. Their two guys that were loading it in the car dropped it and broke it. We didn't know it. We got it home, wouldn't work, took it back. The manager at Home Depot said, well, that one was junk anyway. We're not selling those anymore, so I'm not going to replace it. We'll just give you your money back, or you can buy this one, which is more expensive. I said, well, it was already my property. It was already out of the store. You know, you broke it. No, we're not going to deal with it because those things are junk. Well, you sold it to me. You didn't tell them, you know. Anyways, he finally walks off. You either get your money back or you buy this more expensive one. So we got our money back. I went on to Twitter and Facebook and complained. When the corporations see you complain on Twitter, they immediately, like, publicly, they don't contact you privately. Publicly, they're like, we're sorry that this happened to you, and we would love to talk to you about it. Please contact us. So you contact them, and they're not going to do anything. So because, you know, a little bit higher profile, a guy who's actually already a follower of mine, or a person who, you know, friend on social media, who's like a muckety muck with Home Depot, contacted me and said, hey man, I just hate to tell you, but the corporate attitude at Home Depot is you don't rock the boat. You don't try to fix something, because if you fix it, that means your boss was wrong, and then they're going to ruin your career. They'll ruin your career, for even if you have the authority to fix something. Because if I went to the manager of the store in Brownwood, Texas, and he wouldn't fix the problem, and then I went to corporate's not going to fix it, because then that means they made that manager look bad or whatever, and whoever is the person doesn't want bad blood, so they're just not going to fix it. That is the corporate attitude of Home Depot, and I'm saying it here on YouTube. They're not going to fix it because they have mucky mucks even high up in the executives that say, listen, it's just that's our culture here. Nobody wants to get fired. Nobody wants their career ruined. So now they have a commercial, and it's like, hey, we're all in this together. Really? So that's why I had to order a generator online and have it delivered, because I couldn't go to your store. Another Home Depot story. I'm going to get through this real quick. I know this is not the rant you signed up for. I'm going to get to it. So we're working, you know, you guys will see in the video, I've got the stone tower that's partially done, but it's partially done because I don't have a one of the rigs you set up out there. What do they call those things? Scaffolding. I don't have scaffolding, and it's expensive, and I need some scaffolding, and I'm going to get some at some point, but I haven't been able to afford it. And it wasn't just on my Amazon wish list, so nobody bought any. But so one day they had them on sale. They were like $99 for scaffolding. So I'm like, let's run and get some. It was online, right? And so actually sent my wife in, and she said, we want the scaffolding that's on sale for $99. And they said, oh, well, that's an online sale. So she calls me and she said, they won't do it at the store. You have to buy it online. I said, so if I buy it online, can I pick it up at the store? She asked him, no. So I get online. Hey, I want to buy this scaffolding for $99. He said, sorry, we don't have it at your store. Yes, you do. My wife's there at the store. They go, well, that's the store's stock, and you have to buy it online. That's the Home Depot. But now they're like, we're in this together. Didn't you know we're in this together? All right, let me read what we got here. I'm so glad my family decided to go off grid a year ago. It can be difficult, but also rewarding. You're absolutely correct. Very rewarding. And it's an adventure. And if you can teach your children and you can teach yourself that every day is an adventure, even the stuff that happens that may not be what you wanted, or maybe the opposite of what you wanted, maybe something you actively didn't want, that's part of the adventure. The best stories are the ones where there's this disaster happening and it seems like all is lost, and then things work out well, or you learn something, or it turns out it was the friends you made along the way. Sometimes the jokes are just for me. So that's the thing. That's the thing. It's an adventure. You got to keep it an adventure. We're having an adventure. The pandemic is an adventure. Quarantine is adventure. This 30-day challenge is an adventure, and it's not socialism. Could be socialism. All right, I'm here for you. We got maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. If you got questions or comments, things you want to talk about. I'm sorry if I disappointed you today, if the rant wasn't as good as what you're used to, but it was what I was thinking today, and it's really, really what I wanted to do. Planting trees in the orchard, getting new chicks ready for a second flock. Nice. Guard geese and getting the garden ready. That's what I'm doing. And I got to plant 2 elderberry trees tomorrow. Got to keep working on the garden fence. I got to make the sauerkraut. I have to start making beer, which will probably be, what is today? Thursday. It'll be Sunday. All right. That's where we are. Contractor calls it Home Depot. Well, that's it. I just want one time somebody like to contact like the president of HBO of Home Depot. So you ought to watch this guy's video, so that you know that your corporate culture is that people that work for your company are afraid to correct any errors because they don't want to have their career ruined. Even when everybody all the way up the chain knows it was an error and knows that it burned a customer, nobody wants to fix it. That's because they don't care. Because when things go bad, they can just go out and go, can we get a bailout? Because we're all in this together. Get us a bailout. All right, y'all. Not seeing any messages, so that could be it. Tomorrow is Friday. Today is Thursday, the 23rd of April, 2020. Yeah, iron law bureaucracy. So here's the thing. There's a description section. You should all go there. Now, yesterday I said, everybody, when you get off this, when I get done, I want you to go and leave a comment. Most of you didn't leave a comment. I'm just asking you because we're all in this together. But down there in the description section, there's also a long list of stuff that I've recommended, like the Yeti 400, the Yeti 150, the Yeti 100 solar panel, and some other stuff. I'm testing some stuff right now that I'm going to do reviews on. If you're going to buy anything from Amazon with your stimulus money, it doesn't even have to be for me, even if you're going to buy it for you. Come to this video or any of my videos, click on one of those Amazon links in the description, then go to the store, type in whatever you want, buy whatever you want. You know, you could do that, and they actually will give me a portion of whatever you buy. It doesn't cost you any more. It's the same for you. If you're really clever, you can actually take one of my links down there. Just go down there, grab the link for the Yeti 400, and you make yourself a little button and put it on your desktop. And whenever you want, that's your Amazon button. Whenever you want to go to Amazon, you click on that, and then you're supporting this this soon-to-be huge YouTube channel. So I'm tired. Allergies are bad. They're going to get better. I'm working at it. I'm thinking. I'm going through a process of trying to figure it out. I'm glad you liked the rant. Local farm stand opening tomorrow for this season. Too happy. Excellent. Seed potatoes arriving on Monday. Nice. Yeah, I'm hoping to get some sweet potato slips. I don't know if I hope to get some. That's one thing I got to do during this whole deal is get the sweet potato bed ready to go. All right, y'all. So now you know, if you wanted to help out, you go to that Amazon wish list. There's stuff on there. You can scroll on down from $12 up to however much you want to spend. Not really. Most of it's cheaper now. There's also a donation button down there. It says support Michael. Support Michael. Click on there. Donations are great. Send me a letter. My physical address is down there. Send me a letter. I was so happy today to get my first card. All right. We're now at 49 minutes. So that's it. Thank you guys. I love you. Appreciate you. Tune in tomorrow. Premiere Monday night, Lord willing, 7 p.m. But I'm going to be here the next 3 nights. at 7 p.m. So we'll see you then. I'll have more stuff to talk about. Love you, and I'll talk to you later.